gonna be a health raiser, is what I choose to do with my time. Got a sacred download from the divine. When we rise up, set ourselves free, this allows us to express TLC, tolerance, love, and think compassion.
Hey, this is Dr. Sam, the health raiser and the conscious creator of the real quick fix for better health, healing, and total well-being. That's right, there really is a quick fix, and I am dedicated to showing you how to get it. Today is number 2 in a 2-part video series where we're talking about mastering your emotions and your feelings. Now in part 1, we discussed how you could literally get in touch with your feelings by using certain acupressure points to deal with certain emotions. Emotions such as anger or worry or fear or grief or depression. So if you haven't seen that video yet, please check it out because it is an enlightening video that will help you get more in touch with your emotions so that you can deal with them properly and you can be a vibrant soul on this planet. So in today's video, in part 2, I'm actually going to get into dealing with your feelings versus your emotions. Okay, because most people think that feelings and emotions are the same thing, but actually they're not. So let's talk about the difference. As we mentioned in part 1, emotions are literally that, they're energy in motion, or energy that's not in motion, and therefore it's stuck or stagnated, which can cause dysfunction, dis-ease, or discomfort in the body. Well, feelings are actually what you feel, as opposed to the energy that is associated with the emotion. So let me further describe the difference between these two things so it makes more sense. When someone says, how are you feeling? And you say, well, I'm angry. And then the question then becomes, well, what does that feel like? Could you answer that question? Because that is the key to dealing with your feelings. So I do this with clients and patients all the time. If they come in and I say, hey, how are you feeling today? And they say something like that, I'm really mad, or I'm really upset, I'm really angry. I usually say to them, okay, well, would you like to deal with that? And if they say yes, I say, great, go ahead and sit quietly in that chair over there. Go ahead and lay down on my treatment table right now, and we will deal with your feelings. So what I have them do is just close their eyes so they can actually feel what's going on the inside of their body. And I ask them again, how are you feeling? And let's say, for example, they say, Dr. Sam, I feel angry. I say, okay, where do you feel that? Where do you feel that? And if they say to me something along the lines of, I feel that right here in the pit of my stomach, I say, okay, how does that feel? How does the anger actually feel? And if they say, well, I don't know, I say, okay, well, get very quiet and very still and just tune in. Put your hands right on that area where you told me that you feel it, right here on the pit of your stomach. Now, tell me how that feels. And they may say something to me such as, well, that feels very tight. I say, excellent, that is the feeling. So that is really how you're feeling. You're feeling tight, and you're feeling tight in that area. The emotion may be anger, but the feeling is tightness. And this is really important to understand the difference, because in order to deal with your feelings, you have to then be able to transmute them. And one of the best ways to do that is with the power of intention and the power of breath. As the saying in the healing world goes, energy follows intent. So you have to have an intention. So what you're going to do in that situation is you'd put your intention on sending the energy into your hands, into that area of your body, into your stomach region. That would be the intention. But the feeling you're then going to breathe into that area would be the opposite of what you feel. So if you feel tightness in this area that's associated with anger, then you would breathe a sense of looseness into this area to help it transmute and dissolve. As I mentioned in part 1, it's not to say we don't want to feel our feelings or our emotions. It's actually just the opposite. We do want to feel them. We want to be very in touch with them. We want to feel what they feel like, and then we want to help to transmute them and transform them, because we don't want things like that sticking around in our body. Because when things stick around in our body like that, because it is energy, then it can form something which is actually called an energetic cluster. And when energetic clusters continue to build, then they might manifest as something physical, such as spasm in a muscle, or a tumor or a fibroid or some kind of blockage in a blood vessel. You never know how it might manifest, but eventually it's probably going to manifest because the mind and body are definitely connected to one another. Again, what you would do when you're feeling a certain emotion is then get in touch with the feeling associated with that emotion. So let's say it was grief, all right? And I asked you, well, where do you feel the grief? And you could say, well, it's in my chest. It's right here in my heart. I'm feeling very sad. Then I would say to you, okay, well, what does that sadness feel like? And I'd have you close your eyes and get in touch. You might say to me, well, Dr. Sam, it feels empty in my chest or in my heart. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling very sad. I'm feeling empty. Okay, so then you would just take your breath, take your intention, and focus on breathing into that space. You can put your hands right on your heart space. Breathe right into that space, the feeling of fullness. Because again, you want to balance things. Just like yin and yang are the balance of one another. It's about bringing balance to the body. So if it's very empty, you can't have too much emptiness. You have to fill that back up. You fill it up by breathing into that space. Now, how are you going to breathe? You can just breathe in through your nose, nice deep breath, and then out through your nose or your mouth, and let it go. Now, if you need something else to help you get in touch with your feelings, again, you can use visualization on this. You can visualize the fullness of love coming into your heart. Okay? And as you breathe out and you let go of all that emptiness that was filling up that space and that was making you feel sad. The reason that breath is so powerful is that our bodies are essentially vehicles for the spirit, right? Spirit is what dwells within inside this temple that we call the body. And so to respirate is to reconnect with spirit over and over and over, or spirita, which is the vital life force energy that runs through us, also known as prana or ki or chi and other parts of the world. But we do have this term spirita, which serves us as well here in the West. And to respirate or to reconnect with spirit is how to keep your body the sacred temple it's meant to be, and a place that your spirit wants to hang out. So that's why breathing works so well, and that's why it's so important to respirate, to deal with your feelings, because if not, and your spirit decides to check out, that is when you're going to feel really fragmented, really broken, and really lost. So always remember, just bring it back to the breath. It is one of the best tools. It is the psycho-spiritual bridge if you're trying to reach higher levels of consciousness, and it is the mind-body bridge that connects the mind with the body. How do you get good at anything? You practice. So how do you get good at dealing with your feelings and mastering your emotions or your energy and motion? You have to practice. So I invite you to go back and watch video 1 if you haven't done that yet, or if you did do it but you didn't practice the points, definitely practice. Okay, and in this video I gave you the second technique about dealing with your feelings with the breathing. Okay, but you have to practice, and trust me, I'm sure you get plenty of chances to practice, because there's no doubt in any given day something or somebody or some place that you are might trigger something in you, and then you're going to have a great opportunity to practice this stuff. Okay, so I'd love to hear what you think of the technique. Give it a try and let me know. Again, my name is Dr. Sam, also known as the Health Raiser, and I'm wishing you much love.
Aligned with this mission is when it became a clear vision.